showtime! Woo! 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 Styling and profiling. Woo! Woo! It's live and in color. Woo! 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 Slow down. Woo! 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 I'm styling and profiling. Woo! 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 Upside down. Woo! 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 Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am your host, Tommy. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. And this is the AFC Shakedown. And without further ado, let me get my special guest on for the night. Curtis from Ace Per Head. We got Trevor from Sports Dynasty and Captain D. What is up, guys? Man, what a wild week in football. And I know Trevor is feeling himself today.
It was a good game. I'm happy we got the win. It was a good game. Yeah, I got a lot to talk about this one. This was great. This is great.
I hear you. We do got a post game from Coach Tommy. We're gonna play that.
You know, they are who we thought they were. The Patriots are who we thought they were. You know, they won 6 in a row. We know they run the ball. They are who we thought they were. If you want to go ahead and crown them, then crown their asses. But we let them off the hook.
That was good.
Hey, it's kind of true. We left you off the hook, but we'll get into that later. My God, disappointing as a Bills fan, but we're not shocked. Jose coming in. Tommy, what's up, guys? See smiling Trevor. Yeah, Trevor, man. Trevor has a huge grin today. God damn you, Trevor. So let's dive right into this, man. Week 13, we'll get into the first game. And here we go. Giants and Dolphins, 20-9. It was Giants had nothing on offense, but we'll start with Curtis first, man. What did you feel about the game? How did you think that game went, man?
Oh, man, the pressure's on now. You got me first over here. I got to make first. Look, the defense was a wreck. The offense was a wreck. But the defensive tackles of the Giants really made this a competitive game. The offensive line of the Dolphins is horrific. And when you have two potent D tackles, it's the most prominent pressure, most important pressure is inside. And that's why it was like kind of a game for a while. But ultimately, they just didn't have any firepower on offense and defense. It was a good win, you know, but I went back and did some studies and how bad this offensive line is. And I really don't think Fin fans get it. Tua had a very good game. I mean, Phillips broke the Dolphins rookie record. Waddle broke the reception record. It was a really good day to be a Fin fan and for the Dolphins, but there's context to say, all right, it is what it is. Let's not pop champagne just yet.
Were you scared? I will ask you this. I'm going to ask you this real quick before we get to Captain D. Were you afraid that Jake Fromm was going to come in and beat your Miami Dolphins?
Anybody. Well, you know what it was? Supposedly, what's his face? I can't remember his name, the quarterback. He got a concussion early. He was diagnosed with a concussion post-game. So he got his bell rung early.
Yeah, what's his name?
Playing through it. The first two drives, he was doing good.
We might see Fromm, by the way, the Giants this week, by the way.
I don't think he can't be worse.
I mean, you're right. I don't know. But my God, Good luck to the Giants because
forget
they
it.
got to draft a quarterback. I'm going to be real with you. Daniel Jones is not the answer. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's a good quality backup. You know what I mean? Like, I would take him as a backup. I just don't think – I think starter, I don't know. He doesn't do it for me. But we'll see. We'll see what the Giants do. Captain D, man, your team, how'd you feel? 20-9. It wasn't impressive, but you got the W, and that's really all that counts, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was not impressive, but first off, I want to say thank you, Mafia Sports, for having me on. Curtis, always a blessing to see you from Ace Per Head.
You too, brother.
And Trevor, I know you're feeling yourself right now.
Come on, man, come on.
Hey, thank you for having me on. Nice seeing you guys. But 20-9. It wasn't. It was a win. You know, a lot of the critics are talking about the Dolphins' 5-game winning streak, looking at the competition that we're facing. But listen, this is the NFL. These are professionals, and I'm happy with it. I like what I'm seeing from the defense. 5 wins in a row. I'll take it all day from where we started 1-7. I'll take it all day, all day.
No, hey, listen, you guys are. Hey, good luck, Patriots. I feel bad for you guys. We already got the Dolphins out of the way, and I'm going to tell you right this, Curtis, Captain D, how I feel how your Dolphins are going. It all started from that Buffalo game, the second game. I really feel that way. I feel like you guys came out of that game going, you know what? We lost, but man, like things are clicking. The defense is starting to find their rhythm. And as a Buffalo fan, I'm like, God damn, thank God that the series is over. I don't want to play the Dolphins again. I really didn't. And if it wasn't for your offense being so lousy, you guys had a chance. You really did. Because if your offense had anything going early on, it would have been a way different game. I'm telling you right now, we might have lost that game. But because your offense was so still not there, and I don't think it's still really there, it's your defense that's propelling your team. And that's really, let's be real, that's what really you guys expected since week 1 and what you really kind of saw in the first game. It just, something happened between week 2 to week, I don't know, 6, 7, where you guys were just in this, like, I can't find our identity. Like, what are we? And then, which was weird, but you found your way against us. And that's where it started, in my opinion. And then I think you guys kind of built that momentum after us going, you know what? If we could do that against the Bills, who's this high-powered offense, who's to say we can't do this moving forward? And I feel like that's what you guys have been doing. You've been putting the pressure on. The defense has been looking sharp. I feel bad for the Patriots because you're going to have to play this team. And the Dolphins, they know, listen, to me, in my opinion, the Dolphins know what they got to do. They got to win out. You got to win out to make the playoffs. And they're coming for you. They're coming for any team they play defensively. I don't know about offensively, but hey, I've seen defensive teams make it far into playoffs. I'm for real. Look at Baltimore. They didn't have a great offense the year they won with Flacco. I'm not impressed with Flacco. Look at Tampa Bay. They won a Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. So it can happen. But anyways, go ahead, Trevor. What did you feel about the Dolphins 20-9 victory over the Giants?
Can we just be honest here? I mean, the Dolphins won the game. That's great. 5 in a row is nothing to just it's very impressive. In the NFL, it's impressive regardless. You know what I'm saying? Winning 5 in a row in the NFL, that's good.
Damn real.
It is. But the Giants literally had nothing. Literally nothing. Like, they literally came in here like with nothing. Mike Glennon, I mean, I hope he's okay. You know, getting his bell rung like that is terrible. But come on, like,
he's bad.
It's bad. He's terrible. He's awful. And then you have Stonewall Saquon Barkley dropping passes like crazy. Like, how you drop?
What happened? What happened to him?
I feel so bad for him, but it's like at the same time, it's like, come on, this is why you
Todd Gurley.
This is why you don't draft a running back with the 2nd overall pick. You don't do it. I'm sorry. History has told us that you cannot do it. It's not good.
It's risky. It's risky.
Very risky. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, the Dolphins defense pretty much didn't have to do much. at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you know, they're not gonna do anything. They can't score points. 9 points. They're lucky they got 9 points. Like they literally, their kicker is literally the highest scorer on their team because they can't get into the end zone. And if you thought Buffalo's red zone offense is bad, these guys are who they can't even find the end zone. They can't even find it. So you know, it's a good win for the Dolphins. You know, it could have been worse. They could have had Jake Fromm playing quarterback for the Giants. It could have been really bad. It could have been really bad.
I mean, how bad could he be compared? Like Curtis said, is there a huge difference between? I mean, I guess the Giants are going to see because Fromm's probably going to start.
I mean, either way, the Giants are screwed because they're not. They're going to get destroyed tomorrow.
That team is. I thought the Jets were bad. The Giants are. I don't know if they're on the same level. Like they've been bad a while now. I think the Giants get overshadowed by the Jets for some reason, but the Giants are just as bad. The Giants they haven't done shit. Like, what have they done? Honestly, they've gone through coaches. They've gone through quarterbacks. They thought they had a
GM. They're going through GMs now too.
GMs, right? So like, what have they done? I feel bad for them, but hey, listen. Buffalo has their own problems. So Nathan says, "I like Jake Fromm." Well, you can like him all you want. He's in New York, and I don't like him. So good luck, Jake Fromm. Eagles Jets, just like we expected, the Eagles beat the Jets 33-18. The Jets are bad, but they're rebuilding, and this is what happens in rebuilding. But man, my problem with the Jets is their defense. Their offense is garbage. We know this. It's a rookie quarterback. It's expected. But their defense, for a defensive head coach to allow a crazy amount of points week after week, doesn't sit well with me if I'm a Jets fan. I'm not a Jets fan. I'm going to be truthful. Obviously, I don't watch their games like crazy, but I do see what they give up points-wise week after week. And, yeah, it's bad. Curtis, what do you think about the Jets' 33-18 loss to the Eagles?
Well, I mean, they were a stripped-down team. And for me, like, they're in transition. They got a bunch of pieces on the offensive line. They got the quarterback. Unfortunately, I think their receiver went down for the season. He's pretty good. I like Michael Carter. They got some pieces this year. You got to see how it settles into the next year.
I like Carter.
But the defense, you have a defensive head coach, and you have tons of picks. So, I would give him this year to see what he does with the picks and what the defense looks like next year, because they had some key injuries. They signed that linebacker, D-end or whatever. He was pretty good. He went down. They've had a bunch of injuries. I think May went down too. So they were like kind of like a stripped down defense and took a lot of injuries. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't get crazy. To me, year 2, you want to see something. They got a lot of picks, man. A lot of picks. So
it's a 3-year rule. I don't know about you, Curtis, but I always, in my point, in any team, basketball, football, baseball, I always say give them, like, for me personally, unless you're god awful, 3 years is my turnaround for a coach. Right? If you can't improve in 3 years, you got to go. So I'm not going to say Salah after 1 year has to go, but
you don't want to do that.
No, you can't. You got to listen. Rebuilding a team, like a lot of people, fans, they don't understand. It's a process. It really, truly is. It takes time. When you're a bad organization, you inherit a bad organization. People don't realize there's cap, right? The old GMs signed bad signings, right? Now you got to figure out how to get rid of these players, cut these players, trade these players. Now you got to draft. Now you got to get a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Football is crazy. It takes a long time, at least 2 or 3 years, to get your team right. It's not an overnight success. So
especially if you're a young coach, you got to learn how to coach. You got to go through that
100%
winnowing season, like 1 or 2 seasons at least.
Yes, Curtis, you're 100%. That's why I keep telling my Bills fans, listen, Sean McDermott, truthful, he's head coach since first head coaching job with us. It's not like he's a proven. He's learning as it go. He's going to make mistakes. I get it. He's been higher since 2017. And we're going to get into Sean McDermott later because there's some things that I'm still like, ugh. But he's still a fresh coach. Let's be real. And there's going to be growing pains. That's how it works, man, with these guys. There's no coach that just – even the great Bill Belichick had his moments where he wasn't too hot, where he had his moments, right? Thank God for Tom Brady. Thank God that, he got things in motions. But I'm just saying it takes time. There's no overnight success. None of these coaches. They all go through growing pains. And Sean McDermott is going through growing pains. And the coach for the Jets, Saleh, is going to go through these. It's just the way it works. Captain D, man. Go ahead, man.
Well, I was a little bit not surprised, but as of last week, I had picked the Jets winning this game, even though they were coming in 0-11 against the Eagles. With even that being said, I had picked the Jets because I do believe in Robert Saleh. I've been preaching that all year. It is going to be a process. The game started out great. Braxton Berrios, another product of the U, had a great kickoff return. Things were looking good, but then Gardner Minshew decided to have a great game.
I don't mind. Listen, great that you brung him up. I think Gardner's underrated. I like him.
Very underrated.
I like
Gardner. I like him a lot.
Yes, Trevor. If you build a team around him, give him some weapons, give him some offensive line play. He has that something about him. I don't know what it is, but he is pretty good. Like if I'm a team, I'm just saying, let's say the Jets or not the Jets, the Giants. He'd be great for the Giants. Bring him on the Giants, get him some talent, get him some offensive line play. He's not a bad quarterback. He's really not.
No.
I think he's very underrated. I think he's a steal for the Eagles. The Eagles aren't going to – listen, the Eagles they're hot on Hurts, which I think Hurts is – I don't know, man. I think that's a mistake. I think maybe they got lightning in a bottle with what's his name? But, yeah. I don't know. The Eagles the Eagles have to stick with Hurts, right? They're not gonna continue to go with this roll. But will the fans boo? Will they chant his name? There goes your
Eagles
problem.
fans, of course they will.
Right. Because the moment Hurts plays bad, they're gonna be chanting this guy's name. And there's your problem. That's when the coach got to go, well, what do I do here? Right? And then you got Minshew mania rolling in Philadelphia. And you know how, listen, Philly fans are brutal. If you guys know Philly is brutal. They will have if Hurts comes out and they bench Minshew for Hurts, which is going to happen, and Hurts plays a terrible game, bro, Hurts is going to hear it from that fucking crowd, and Minshew is going to be feeling himself. And listen, don't be shocked if Minshew gets another starting role with somebody on the team.
He will.
I mean, he played great that game. He looked sharp, effective. He looked like that guy that Jacksonville that first year that he was playing. Sharp, effective. He can move when he has to. He can run when he has to. But yeah, anyways, go ahead, Trevor. I'm sorry I cut you off, brother.
It's cool. It's expected. I mean, the Eagles ran the ball as usual, as their bread and butter, running the football. Miles Sanders played a good game. He got hurt, but unfortunately, but they were able to run the football, very well. Gardner Minshew, you guys remember Gardner Minshew. At least you had, Gardner Minshew is just one of those quarterbacks is like you can't hate. You can't hate the guy. Like he's very infectious. Like damn, man, I like this guy.
You know who he reminds me of? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Who?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Dude comes with a fucking army jacket, like a airplane jacket. Like it's like this. he has this aura around him. And it's like fans just like Fitz. I'm telling you. That's why they call Fitz magic. Fitz had this aura around him. I know he was in Buffalo. We love Fitz magic because he has this weird aura, and I think that's exactly what Gardner Minshew. It's what he has. He has an aura around him, and he plays up to it, and the fans adore him. And he's gonna get paid. I'm telling you right now, mark my word, guys. Next year, he's gonna get paid. He will be a starting quarterback somewhere in the league. He deserves it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I do. Well, anyways, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, I like him. Yeah, it's just like, and yeah, so they really had to do. It was a game especially how bad they played the week before against the Giants. How terrible the offense was last week. Like I said, I don't know. It's just the offense runs better when you have a quarterback that can actually throw the football. Like, saying, knocking Jalen Hurts, but he still has a lot to learn. Still a lot to learn right now to be an actual pro in the league. But it was a good win for them. They definitely needed it. I mean, they definitely needed it. They're still, as bad as that division is in the NFC East, they're still right there for that wild card spot too. Like, they're right, like a game behind. But the NFC wild card races is just so pitiful because everybody just don't know whether they want to win or lose or not. It's just ridiculous. But it's good for them. It's a good win for them. For the Jets, I mean, it is what it is. The growing pains. Them losing Corey Davis, their wide receiver for the season, really sucks because they already struggled moving the football anyway, as far as like passing as wise. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It happens, but it's what it is. The Jets are the Jets. That's right there.
Jets are the Jets. We'll see if they can. We'll see what happens. But I gotta say, I did watch. Curtis had a video the other day. I caught the tail end of it, and he was talking about the AFC East at a whole. I gotta tell you guys, I think the AFC East is back. Once the Jets get going, listen, Buffalo, New England, the Jets, Dolphins. We're gonna be a scary division. I think again, the year of New England just running the show is over. I think there's going to be a lot of contenders. I think I do. I really believe that. Jets, let's wait another year or two. But Dolphins, man, I still like their coach. I don't like their GM, obviously. You guys know that. But I think they got good. I think they got good talent. I do. I like their talent. Quarterback. Go ahead, Curtis.
The one thing.
Go ahead, Curtis. It's your team.
We got
brother.
no offensive line.
Well, join the club, Curtis. Join the club.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Dude, we had the 45th best offensive line in football. I would take your football offensive line any day of the week.
I don't know.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot to mention that when talking about the Giant game. The fact we know how bad that Dolphins offensive line is, and the Giants could not get any pressure on them whatsoever. I was like, what is going on here? Like, I know they're not like that, but at least do something. Like, you couldn't even get to Tua. Like, that's to me that's just terrible. Honestly speaking.
Well, a lot of that was the D tackles. They're really good run stopping D tackles. They're big too. And they couldn't generate that quick pressure. And we were getting the ball off so quick and dumping it. We were in 3 wide receivers, I think like 65% or 60% of the time. So the Giants don't have any pressure players. And so that was the reason why they didn't get any pressure. And then also they got beat down. We were running the ball a decent amount. The clock was moving, and they were just throwing so many short passes. They really didn't have a chance, but they were getting in there. But Tua's quick release was saved about 4 or 5 sacks.
Yep. Trevor, it's a question for you from Jose. Trevor, this is my question. How confident is Pats fans knowing your Hall of Fame coach didn't trust him to throw the ball in bad weather, considering you play where you play? That's a good question. That is a good question. Because listen, New England's not the greatest weather either. Go ahead and answer that.
No, Juan and I spoke about that on one of our shows during the week, and it was like, especially because he's played at Alabama, so he's never played in weather like this before. So especially how the game plan coming into the game was we're gonna run the football, and how bad the weather was, how bad the weather was. I didn't expect him to throw the ball that much, but when the defense is playing all on cylinders and we're running the ball effectively, I don't see that. I don't have a problem with it, but so I think it was mostly like, hey, eventually we're going to have to see what he can do in weather because you play if you want to be in New England, especially if we make deep playoff runs, the weather just gets worse and worse every the further you go into the season, especially up there. So we have to see right now, but I see the game plan coming in. Why the game plan coming in? So I understand why he did it. But eventually, we're going to have to see him and throw the football in that type of weather. Eventually,
you gotta put a little
especially
trust
in the playoffs. Yeah,
you gotta put a little trust.
That
It was a
great question.
Yeah, Jose, great question. Because you know what it would have boiled down to. Let's say hypothetically, and we're gonna get into it now. The Bills score a touchdown, and it's Mac Jones has to throw. How does the game go, right, when it's in Mac Jones' hands? Because you can't keep throwing it there. You can't keep running it there. You got to start to throw it, right? That's how it works when you're behind. So let's get right to it, man. The Buffalo Bills lost 14-10 against the New England Patriots at home. Yikes. Curtis, I'm going to start with you, man. 14-10, Buffalo loses. How did you see that game?
To me, there were some critical situations that the Bills chose to throw the football instead of run the football, chose to not be paid. To me, the Patriots, McDaniels, Belichick, they're just cool customers. They had their game plan. Even that big touchdown was like a 3rd and 6 or something like that, and they just ran it. And it's like there's a patience. Dable just seems, like I said, we were talking earlier, he seems like a chihuahua. It's like a fear biter. He throws the football big. He makes these big downfield attacks. But really, he looks very unstable because it just seems like he comes out, we got to score. There's no patience. I very rarely see him being patient. And to me, that's the difference. Patriots been doing it forever. You let other teams beat themselves. And that's what happened to the Bills. To me, in my mind, that's what happened to the Bills. They should have won a game. I mean, maybe it would have been different if that kick return wasn't fumbled. But once that kick return was fumbled and they put that 7 points on, the game was theirs. And you go back and you look, if they hadn't had that, I forget what it was, a second down pass play, and they got knocked out of the field, like the field goal, and they missed the field goal. Then they got the ball back, and they were in field goal range. They couldn't kick the field goal because they needed a touchdown to win. It's just these little things that always seem to pile up for the Bills, and it was just another game like that. And the Patriots were cool customers. They had their game plan, and they really just stuck with it.
Captain D, man, I know you watched it. You were on my post game. Talk to me.
Yeah, I want to touch on Jose's question there, about trusting Mac Jones throwing the football. But, watching pregame, I mean, that was some really horrible weather. That was some really bad weather. And
welcome to Buffalo.
Yeah, welcome to Buffalo. But and last week I touched on this, and my main point was coaching. And I can confidently sit back and say New England as an offense ran the football 46 times compared to Buffalo at 25. Josh Allen threw 30 times during this game. He had no business for throwing for 30 times during this game. That weather was horrendous. I mean, that was the biggest. I mean, for God's sakes, Jonnu Smith had a carry in this game. There was no secret to what this was going to be, and I don't understand why the game plan wasn't executed for Buffalo. This is your hometown. You see the weather, and yeah, Josh Allen's got an arm, but it came down to the trenches. It came down to just up front, bully ball. Who's going to run the ball more? And it would have been a lot closer. There was a missed field goal, obviously. I mean, but that stat alone showed me that it's not about confidence, but Mac Jones throwing the football. This was just a game plan that was executed, and it worked.
Thank you very much. Finally, somebody's got a brain in here. I thought I was alone. I mean, my God, huh? Huh? Jeez.
That's great, man.
Hey, good point. Good point, Captain D. Let's get back to the show. Trevor, the villain, the evil Patriot fan. Go ahead. I gotta say this real quick before you start. Me and Trevor were buddies, as everybody knows. I talked to him on Messenger. He doesn't talk a lot of trash. I gotta give him a lot of credit, and neither do I. That's not my style. I'm not the kind of guy that like, oh, woo, like it's not. I'm not that. That's not me. I'm like either hey, good job, good win, whatever. And Trevor's the same way. I got to give him a lot of credit, but I know he's feeling himself. So, Trevor, go for it, brother.
It was a good listen. I'm happy for the win. It was definitely anticipated. I came into the game like, damn, this is the game we needed. And I felt that Buffalo needed this game more, and the fact that they lost this game really hurts them. But it was a coaching duel that it shows that why Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the sport. Mcdermott got outclassed, and that's fine. There's no shame in that, but we'll get to that in a second though. But even to the little thing as when they kicked off, right? They gave the Patriots they had the Patriots play against the win in the first and third quarter, which to me I thought was wrong for them to do. I thought that why would you give New England the win in the second and fourth quarter? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? I didn't understand that, but that's even little things like that. People they say why did Mcdermott give the Patriots the win second and fourth quarter? That to me was weird, but whatever. Trench play. Felt that we were more physical on the offensive line. Being able to run as much as we did. Challenging. I knew that the weather was going to be a factor, so we needed to find a way to run the football, and we did 46 times for 200 yards. Now I'm not going to lie to you, they did make adjustments in the second half as far as slowing us down a little bit, but the poor tackling for Buffalo pretty much didn't help themselves for the huge gains from Ramondre Stevenson, and they pretty much did whatever they wanted, especially since they knew it was coming. But it was like at that point, what can you do at that point? You know it's coming, you couldn't stop it. It's like, hey, at that point, it was whatever. A lot of people blame the defense, the Buffalo Bills defense. I don't blame them at all for this game. This game was lost on the offense. What can you ask Leslie Frazier to do? They have the number one defense, but the personnel cannot play in this type of weather. And they, you know what I'm saying? So they constantly, when they play physical teams like New England or Indianapolis or Tennessee, or physical offensive lines, they get beat, they get run on like that. And it's like, hey, what happens? You know what I'm saying? But it was especially when I say about as far as coaching played a large part of it too. I want to ask Bills fans and you guys a question: what was Sean McDermott thinking, challenging that play, challenging the first down run by Matt Jones? What was he thinking? Like we were watching, I'm like, even to me, it looked like he was short. But the evidence, when you see the replays like this, no way you can even see that, oh, he was down. Only thing you see is him past the first down marker. No one sees where his knee is down. You can't even tell at all whatsoever he was down or not. So why waste a timeout on that, which you definitely came back to haunt you guys in the end because you needed that timeout. So that was crazy, right? That's crazy there. And to me, it was more of and then special teams. Oh boy, special teams. We mentioned last week it'll be a big part of this game. I want to ask Bill Belichick a question. What was he thinking? Having N'Keal Harry in the returning punts. He never returns punts. So why is he back there? You know what I'm saying? And that was critical, and it literally gave the Bills 7 points. But shout out to the defense for playing hard, and not just it was tough, gritty, old school football, which I love. I love running the football, and I love defense. I love that type of games, especially with the weather concern. I loved it. But I'm just happy that I got the win. But I can't wait to play you guys again in 2 weeks from now. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
I won't take it. It was listen. So here it is, man. Let's be real here, Trevor. We should have won that game. We're at home. The final score is 14-10. We were 1 for 4 in the red zone. We had the ball multiple times at your field position, at the 40, the 45. Our first possession was a fumble. You guys kicked a punt that was awful. We were at the 45, and we were 3 and out, and we punted. That just goes to show you right away how the game is going to go. Then we were at the 40. We went to the 20, and Matt Breida fumbles it. The game was it wasn't good. Here's the point. We're not built for Buffalo. We're a Buffalo Bills team that's not built for Buffalo. That's weird, but it's true. So listen, you guys know me. I always tell you, no matter what organization, no matter what sports you like, basketball, baseball, football, it all starts from the top. And I still say I love Brandon Beane. I love him. I do. I think he's done. Listen, you guys, we would be in a shithole right now if it wasn't for Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott. So anyone watching that's a Bills fan, don't get it twisted. I'm not totally bashing on them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even be a playoff team. Let's be real. It starts from the top and it works to the players. But they made mistakes. Let's be real. Brandon Beane has not built this team to play in Buffalo weather. That's one. The offensive line is very undersized, not good, and he hasn't addressed it since he's been here. We have the same offensive line for the past 3 seasons. No change. And I'm going to tell you 2 things that stick out. Wyatt Teller, who we traded for a 5th-round pick, was a total mistake. Wyatt Teller is one of the best guards in the NFL right now, and we traded him for a 5th-round pick. So who is that on? That's probably on Bobby Johnson for giving misinformation, or not getting this guy to where he is now, because Cleveland probably has a better offensive line coach that could bring him up to where his potential was. I have a problem with Bobby Johnson. He needs to go. The Brandon Beane is listening to Bobby Johnson saying, all right, let's get Wyatt Teller out of here. That's one problem. 2, we had Quentin Spain, who, guys, he wanted to stay in Buffalo. He was our best offensive lineman besides Deion Dawkins in 2019. We re-signed him in 2020. He had 1 bad game, and we benched him for Brian Winters. Of course he wanted out of Buffalo. We cut him. Quentin Spain is having a phenomenal year. He's having a great year. He's a man of men. He's a big dude. He's very good at his job. Now, look, we're struggling. I don't blame a guy like that going, why are you benching me? I wanted to be here. I stayed here. I didn't go anywhere else. I had my agent say, hey, get the deal done. He was the first player we signed in 2020, the very first. You can't do that to players. You can't do that. We benched him. Of course he's mad. He's out of here. We cut him. Now we're already fishing for answers. We have no answers. It's a problem, guys. It's a problem since Bobby Johnson's been hired as offensive line coach. It's a problem. It is. So anyways, to this game, The defense, I get it. Everyone's dogging the defense. Oh, my God. The defense gave up over 200 yards rushing. You guys, the Patriots, that's all they did. They rushed for almost 50 attempts. We gave up over 200 yards. So what? Do you see what the score was? 14-10. 14-10. The time of possession, 32 minutes to 29. Wow. It's not crazy. It's not like the Patriots ran the clock out. We were unable to get into the Patriots' side of the field, not be able to score 1 for 4 in the red zone. 1 for 4. To his point, Sean McDermott calling a challenge for a play that was, are you kidding me? You get called up above. All coaches do. Hey, should I challenge this play? No. Yes. No. Yes. Yeah. Why are you calling that? Nobody saw it. Even the announcers are going, I don't even see Mac Jones. I don't see him. Why are you doing that, Sean McDermott, on a game that was so close? It wasn't like it was the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Who cares? Call the challenge. What do you got to lose, right? What do you got to lose at this point? We're in the third quarter. Who cares? What are you doing there? What are you doing? It drives me insane. Like that. Those are things right there are rookie head coach mistakes. You don't do that in that time of the game. You do that when you're just like desperate. Why were we desperate? We weren't desperate. It's 14-10. The game is still there. You gotta save the timeouts. We needed that timeout. What are you doing? That's one play. That's one thing that drove me insane. I couldn't believe it. Like there are some things I'm like, hey, call that challenge. Challenge it. Hey, for sure. And sometimes the refs get it wrong. But that play, I'm like, don't challenge it. I didn't even think it was worth a challenge. I didn't even say, what are you doing? He called it. Of course you're going to lose that. Of course. There goes a timeout. A much needed timeout. But anyways, back to my point. I thought the defense guys, no matter what you say, did their job. 14 points is good. That's fine. If you can't score more than 14 points on offense, then you shouldn't. Then we're going to be a bad team. Okay, plain and simple. We were 1 for 4. Zach Moss could have scored a touchdown. He ran right into back his blockers. He had a wide open spot to the right. That's on Zach Moss. He is terrible. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, he has bad vision. I've watched Zach Moss. I know you guys want to believe in Zach Moss, but he has terrible vision. He cannot read his blocks right. That's why he's averaging like 3.3 yards a carry or 2.3 a carry. There's a reason for that. And just Dable in general. Dable is stuck in his ways. Let's be real. I've been saying this since day one. Dable is a bad in-game adjuster. He does not do in-game adjustments. He doesn't. He sticks with the game plan, and he's going to go with it. And when he finally switches it up, it's too late. It's too late. I thought he got Josh Allen going in the third quarter, passing-wise, and it was working. And by the way, Josh Allen put the ball on Stephon Diggs. Should have had that. Listen, if you claim to be the number one receiver, you are the best. You are the best at your position. The best at your position needs to make that play. I get it. It was tough. I get it. The ball's funky. It's all over the place. But it fell right in your hands. It literally was in your hands. You dropped it. Big players make big plays when they count. That was you needed to make that. He didn't. Dawson Knox, I'm going to give him a pass because his hand's like a balloon. It is what it is. And I know a lot of Bills fans aren't, but I do. If you guys saw his hand after the Saints game, his shit was like this. So I'm gonna give him a pass. I think he's having a great year. I'm gonna call this loss on Dable. It's not the defense. I'm gonna say Dable set us back, and I'm gonna say Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane designed this team. He built this team. He's responsible for this team, and I think our offensive line is weak. Yes, our defensive line is weak as well, but I don't care. If they give up 14 points, I'll take that all day. You can run on us all you want because our defense has always been a bend, don't break. Everybody knows that. You guys watch the Buffalo Bills. We are a bend, don't break defense. We don't give up a lot of points, but that's how we play. We don't give up. We don't do a lot of sacks either. We put pressure on the quarterback. We play smart football. We may give you a little bit, but we won't give you a lot of points. And that's why we're still like one of the best in defenses. The problem is the offense. And I'm going to go back to, and listen, Bills fans, you can argue with me, but I'm going to go back to week 1 when I saw the writing on the wall. So how many games has the Bills offense saved the Bills defense? 0. Every week, your team, something's going to give, right? Your defense may be the best, but one week they may play bad. Your offense has to step up for the defense. That's usually how it works. It's very rare that both sides of the football play bad. The Colts game, offense and defense, I think the whole team failed us. No matter what. It doesn't matter what happened there. I think it was a team loss. But usually it's the defense steps up for the offense steps up for the defense. That's how it works. The offense has not stepped up for the defense anytime. The Pittsburgh, and funny, every loss we've had, the quarterback has done nothing. Nothing. Look back at the stats. Mac Jones threw it 3 times. Trevor Lawrence, nothing special. Ben Roethlisberger, terrible. The quarterback for the Titans,
Tannehill
did nothing. We didn't get beat by quarterback play, guys. We didn't. We just got beat because the offense couldn't step up. So what's our losses? Pittsburgh, we were 2 for 6 in the red zone. If we score 1 touchdown, we probably win that game. Tennessee, 2 for 5 in the red zone. The defense finally played a bad game. The offense had a chance, right? Because we scored 30 points. We were 2 for 5 in the red zone. They had an opportunity to step up for the defense. They did not. They didn't. They failed. So I don't even blame the defense on the Titans' loss. I blame the offense because if you're in the red zone, you should put points up. Every time you don't put points up, that's on you. That has nothing to do with the defense. You were there. You should have scored. The Titans lost. I give it to the offense. The Jaguars lost. We lost 96, guys. The defense did their job. Offense, once again, terrible in the red zone. Couldn't do their job. Patriots, 1 for 4. We score a touchdown, we win the game. It's the offense, guys. I don't care what anyone says. The defense has handled their business all season long except for 2 games. Titans and the Colts. And the Titans, we had a chance, but the offense let us down. The Colts was a total team loss. So it's offense. I don't care what anyone says. You could blame the defense for all you want in this game. The defense gave up 14 points. So that's my point. That's where I'm sticking with. And yeah, let's get to the weekly awards, guys, because I went on a little bit too long there. I'm sorry. Weekly awards. We're gonna do the Boo This Man, and let me get to that.
I think. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. I think Bills fans also need to understand it was cold. Could you imagine tackling Ramondre Stevenson? Oh, I mean, just the brutality of that.
Tough dude.
The pain. Your body is telling you don't make this tackle. And they did. They limited him. That must have been a brutal 60 minutes for that defense. It must have been just unbelievable. I give him credit for being so having so much fortitude to deal with that. I mean, 250-pound running back with an excellent front, hitting you again and again and again.
By the way, guys,
give him a little bit of love, man. You got to give him a little bit of love.
Curtis says he's a great point. By the way, the defense only gave up like 3.5 a carry. It wasn't like they were giving up these huge gashes. If it wasn't for the 65-yard run, we're talking totally different here, guys. Totally different. Listen, that happens. NFL. You make a mistake. One mistake like that can cause a play like that. But overall, I thought we played very well. They ran it 50 times. Like, I mean, what do you expect? They're going to get something. 1, 2, 3. I mean, guys, stop it already. Like, it's not on the. I'm telling you, it's not on the defense. Jose, shit. Tom, how about Sean taking out McKenzie and Stevenson? I'm gonna get to that. They're a fast guy. So here's the problem with that. And I said this a week ago, guys, on another channel. I said I brought up the question. I'm like, what? I wonder if McDermott has Micah Hyde return punts to play it safe. And I was fucking dead on. I was dead on. And I don't even blame Jose. I don't even blame Sean McDermott doing that because Micah Hyde is a safe bet. And that's the kind of game where you want to be safe. And I'm cool with that. The kick return, though, having Matt Breida back there, what's so safe about Matt Breida doing kick returns? Like, I didn't get that. He muffed one. Thank God it went into the back of the end zone. But why not have Isaiah? That's one. 2, Isaiah McKenzie, forget kick return, forget punt return. He is a good part of the offense and the jet sweeps, the motions. We have failed. Like, Dable has like totally cut McKenzie out on this offense. I don't get it. I'm confused because McKenzie, when he's evolved in the offense, he actually puts up decent numbers. Look what he does. He's not bad. He's our fastest player on offense. We don't have a speed burner. We don't. Diggs is fast, but he's not a speed burner. Mano Sanders, come on, guys. He's like almost 40. He's not a speed burner. Gabriel Davis is average speed. He's more of a catch guy, right? And then you got Cole Beasley. He's a slot guy. That's it. We have no speed guys. McKenzie is the speed guy, and you're cutting him. You're scratching him. I don't understand what's going on there. By the way, McDermott had a post game, and this is never good. And I said something on Twitter, and
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm about to say it too.
Bills fans like jumped all over me, and I'm like, whoa, slow down. I didn't say it was a problem. I'm just asking. So Sean McDermott post game said I think a reporter asked him why McKenzie and Stevenson didn't play, and then McDermott said basically, I trust Micah Hyde. I don't trust McKenzie and Stevenson doing this. And then on Twitter, McKenzie tweeted, damn, in one word. Listen, that's a problem. And all I did was ask, is there a problem in the locker room? Because once players are coming out on social media responding to a coach's quote, it's usually a problem. And McKenzie's been here since 2018. Okay, so he's been here a while. He's also very close. Like, this locker room is very close. McKenzie's very close to Diggs, to all the. So I wonder if I only ask, is there a problem? Because listen, obviously winning cures everything. And when you're losing, Dolphins should know birds are chirping. Is McKenzie not happy? He's chirping online that he's not happy. Did he take that as disrespect? Clearly he did. So, yeah, I had to bring it up, and people were like, "Oh, the Bills, the locker room is tight. That's only one player, but it only starts with one player. Of course it does. Like, that's how it works. You don't think the players are talking amongst each other? You're crazy. That's how it works. All the players talk to each other, right? And when you're dissing a player on something like that, that's his job, and you're pretty much calling him out that you don't trust him, and he responds on social media, it's a little bit of a problem. So we'll see. I don't know, but it wasn't that big of a deal, but I had to question it. Let me see here. Scott coming in real quick. Most coaches bench a player, a couple players. Our coaches make them inactive. Spain, yep. They care about the wrong things, which they do. Fuck the culture, put the best players on the field. Yeah, so I gotta say one thing about McDermott. He does do that. He does a lot of scratches, but yet it's weird. They keep like Trent Murphy. We could have saved $8.5 million in cap space. We keep him last year, and he wasn't a healthy scratch for half the season, so it didn't make any sense. But that's how. Listen, guys, Scott, Jose, don't get it twisted. A lot of coaches have their players. They do. They like certain guys. They're going to keep them, regardless of fans going, "Why are you keeping this guy?" I don't get it. But they do. They just do. That's the way it works. NFL, the coaches, they got guys they like, they stick with. And unfortunately, it sucks because you're like, why? I don't get it. But that's how coaches work, man. They're going to stick with what they do. Jose, Sean says he wanted someone he trusts. I have seen in my life watching this game. Look at KC playing against us. They fumbled. Yeah. I know we talked about this. So I don't know. We'll get more into it. But let's get into our weekly awards real quick. So we're going to get into the Buddhist man.
Buddhist man!
Curtis, who you got, man, for your team, Buddhist man of the week?
There's a couple, but I hate to boo. I'll boo not the man, but the play. Austin Jackson and Eichenberg, the left tackle, right guard. They're just terrible. I mean, I don't really go by PFF. You know, I use like an echelon tier system when I evaluate a player. PFF, analytics, stats, film. You know, I think Eichenberg's rated 80th, and Austin Jackson's like 78th. But the film clearly shows that they're putting, and I think I said to me the last time I was here, you're taking your 18th overall pick and a second and third round pick in Eichenberg and using both those players to block one player on the defense. And it's not even working. They split the double teams. They're on the ground. I mean, it's like kids in snow. They're just always on the ground, rolling all over the place. It makes no sense. It's a disaster. I think Eichenberg can ultimately be salvaged, and maybe Austin Jackson 2, 3, 4 years down the line. But that would be my boo. But not the guys. They're working hard. They're doing the best. It's just not enough. So I'll boo their play.
All right, Captain D, who you got, man?
I got a big boo that man to Logan Ryan, cornerback of the New York Giants. He had some words about Tua before the game, talking about he can throw left-handed little short passes, and got roasted multiple times during the game. Boo, Logan Ryan, shame on you. But you know what? Just for that game, because he's a nominee for the Giants for the Walter Payton Award. So just for this game, boo, Logan Ryan.
Good point.
All right. Trevor, who you got, man?
I think you know I'm going with this. Buddhist man goes to N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry
deserves it.
To me more and more that he is a bust, a first round bust. First of all, my thing is this: we never had N'Keal Harry returning punts ever, so I don't know why he was back there. But you don't do much anyway. At least come on, like graze your helmet. Come on, like, why are you back there? Graze his helmet, right? And it ultimately cost us 7 points. But then there's Patriot fans who argue me saying, "Oh, but all right, that's not, it happens. It is what it is." But he blocked very well. You're a first round wide receiver, and only thing you're good for right now is blocking. Like really, it pissed me off that the fact that how the Bills didn't really pick up the fact that, hey, we're running the ball again. If you see N'Keal Harry coming on the field, you know damn well he's not getting the ball. So it's gonna be a run. So why? It's what I'm saying. I don't know why he's on the team. I don't like him. It's time for him to go. He should have been gone a long time ago. So yeah. He's just there. But yeah, Buddhist man, N'Keal Harry.
All right. Well, mine, and I'm gonna run a little quick.
Excuse me. All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
It's the offensive line. Once again, failing the Buffalo Bills. The offensive line. Boo this man. The whole goddamn line. Everybody. I'm sorry. Deion Dawkins. Everybody. Mitch Morse. Bacher. Who else came in? Spencer Brown. Everybody. Nobody did their job. The run blocking has been once again atrocious. It's listen, guys. It starts from the trenches. I always say that. You gotta have a good, at least have a good offensive line. We have an average at best, and when we got a guy missing, it's like below average. And you can't. I don't care who you got back there. You're gonna have a tough time winning against a good team. You are, and it proved. It proved. Now, thank God, we got Feliciano back. We'll see what he does this week against Tampa Bay, which we're going to get to in a minute. But yikes! So Buddhist man goes to the whole line. I'm just not. They're killing me, man. They're so bad. They're so weak and powder puff soft. D line too, by the way. If I could throw a nominee in there, it would be D line. D line has been bad. All right, we're gonna go with the hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah! I said, give me a hell yeah!
All right, Curtis, who you got, man?
I have to go with Tua, and the reason, I mean, I like to do Waddle and I like to do Phillips, Jalen Phillips, but Tua's been under so much weight, and
True.
That offensive line has been a disaster, and you can see. I guess if you're a Dolphin fan, you might have seen it, but his post-game speech, he was an interview, and all he said, he's like, they were talking about two players, Waddle and Jalen. He's like, yes, they help us in the offense and the defense and the kicking game. He's like, all I'm doing is thinking about the next game. And that is like right out of quotes from Brian Flores's quote monologue. And so to me, there is a unity going on, despite what Ross and despite what Greer into with Watson, between Flores and Tua is growing up. I don't know if he's going to be an elite quarterback. I don't know if his body is going to hold up, but I know this kid is made of steel mentally, and he can get through pain, and the kid is showing stuff. I think it's going to be, this offense is going to get set back when they play better defenses, and people are going to say he sucks again. But this offensive line, the 45th best offensive line, thrown behind that, is unbelievably difficult. And this kid has made a lot of good out of pretty terrible stuff. I love the kid. I mean, I'm not certain about him being great. My floor for him has been raised by seeing what I've seen from him. I thought he was a little spoiled coming from Alabama. Didn't have much real opposition. And you could see it in his interviews now. He's not that starry-eyed kid anymore. He knows the media's out to screw him. He's acting like strong. He's taking control of things. I just have a deep respect for the kid, considering all he's gone through. So my kudos goes to Tua.
All right, Captain D. What you got, man?
Well, I'm just going to say this. I couldn't agree more with Curtis on this, but I'm going to go as far as the Dolphins Giants. I'm going Mac Hollins, and there's a lot of players I can go right now. All three top picks in this draft are playing outstanding. Jalen Phillips, hey, you guys know in Buffalo, Gregory Rozier is playing great too, but Jalen Phillips is really coming along. All three top picks are playing great, but I'm giving it to Mac Hollins. 4 touchdowns on the season. Yeah, that's not much, but this guy plays special teams. I'm going more blue collar this round and say that I'm going to give it to Mac Hollins. After he catches that touchdown pass, he's back on special teams. Let's go, Mac Hollins.
Yeah, that was a nice catch he had. That was a nice catch he had. He saved his behind.
Yeah, see Jose coming in real quick. Jose and Trevor has to be the classiest Pats fans. Trevor, laugh out loud. I hate your team. I have to say, you guys are all right. What a good. Hey, you guys are building fans of the Bills Mafia. Yeah, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And we got Patrick coming in real quick. Tua is not growing, so he won't ever be good. but still feel bad for him. I don't know what that means, but he feels bad for Tua somehow. Maybe because the organization's kind of failing him. We'll see what happens next year or whatever. But anyways, Trevor, who you got, man? Hell yeah.
My hell yeah goes to the trenches, both offensive line and the defensive line. They were magnificent. Obviously, the offensive line being able to make holes. Yeah, they ran the ball 46 times and ran for 20 yards, but plus big plays they've done. Yeah, definitely they were more out muscle, out physical the Bills D line. Even though we talked about this before, the D line, the Bills D line is kind of soft. We spoke about it before. The personnel there is just soft. You play against a team that's physical on the other side of the line, they're gonna get bullied. So you have the offensive line's been playing better every single week. You know, when you run the ball like that. So kudos to the offensive line. Defensive line, even though, like I said, Josh Allen is a tough motherfucker to bring down. He is. But making him uncomfortable on certain those throws, he went 15 for 30, only completed 50% of his passes. So they were getting to him. It's just he's just a hard guy to bring down, man. He'll extend the play as much as he can with his legs, man. But the fact that we were able to pressure him and try to make him uncomfortable, I'll take that. That was well done. The trenches get the hell yeah award for me.
Hey, I agree. That's great. That's great. Mine, because there wasn't many. I'm gonna say Matt Milano. If anyone's making plays, I thought Matt Milano was a dog out there. Matt Milano has earned his contract. I think he's been playing. He's an underrated linebacker. He's a dog. When he's healthy, when he's playing, he is really good. We miss him when he's like hurt or whatever, when the games that he can't play. But man, Matt Milano, guys, if you watch Matt Milano play, he is on it, man. He is on it. And that second half, you guys can hate all you want on the run defense, but Matt Milano was stuffing them, man. Trevor, you heard Matt Milano's name over and over.
A lot. Yeah.
There was one series. Matt Milano was in the backfield over and over. I remember like twice or three times straight. He hit your guy in the backfield. He had a hit on Stevenson.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, Stevenson is a dog. And he hit Stevenson, and Stevenson went down. Matt Milano is a warrior. He's a tough son of a bitch. That's the kind of linebacker you want. Like, he would be perfect for, like, Bill Belichick. Like, that's a Belichick player, Matt Milano. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's certain players that, like, you would love to have. That guy there, he's a workhorse. He's a dog, man. And he wasn't even like a high pick, guys. Like, people are got to realize Matt Milano was like, I think a third, fourth round pick, something like that. He's a solid. He's a gem, man. He's a gem, bro. And by the way, Tremaine too. I love Tremaine. Everybody hates on Tremaine for some odd reason. He's 23 years old. Like, the dude is super young. Tremaine is a beast, bro. Tremaine is a big boy. Like, he's only gonna get better. And he from day one he was calling the plays on defense. That tells you everything you need to know when a rookie who's 20 years old is calling the plays on defense. He's the guy. He's the guy for the future. So they're gonna pay Tremaine, by the way. So whoever hates Tremaine, I don't know what to tell you because he's here to stay. All right. We're gonna get to now the what's up with that. Let me see here. Let me get to that. Let me get a new what's up.
What up with that? What's up with that? What's up? What's up? I said, what's up with that? I said, what's up with that? If you're making Christmas cookies, don't get that cheap ass frozen dough.
All right, you guys know, don't get the cheap cookie dough. So we'll start with Curtis. Hey, Curtis, I got to ask you, do you get the cheap cookie dough, or are you guys going for real over there in Panama?
No, we get the real. My wife just made cookies for the neighbors today, man. We get the best stuff.
So I had to ask. Okay, man. So go ahead with your what's up with that, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some hate for this, but what's up with the comparing Jalen Phillips to Jason Taylor's rookie season? To me, it's almost ludicrous. Yeah, you got 8.5 sacks. Taylor only got 5. But there's just so much context lost. Jason Taylor was playing on the worst field in the league with half of it covered in sand from the Marlins infield. He was a three-down player as a 246-pound defensive end. Defensive end at 246, and he played special teams. Yeah, he only got 5 sacks, but he was out for 3 games for injury. But when you watch him play, there was so many pressures. There was deflections. There was tackles for loss. I mean, and he played over the left tackle from day one. Jalen Phillips is a good kid. His story is phenomenal. He's doing some good stuff. He's a better athlete, and he's bigger than Jason Taylor. But he's way more raw. And a lot of the sacks he's getting coming from scheme, from stunts, not to dismiss it, but to put qualifiers on, to put context. And he doesn't even play rundowns anymore. So the kid's having a good rookie season. Jason Taylor is epic. He was so violent. I went back and watched a lot of his first year games because I was like, I did a video on him. People were like, are you crazy? What, do you hate Phillips? I'm like, no, dude. I went back and watched Taylor again, and it was just as I remember. This guy was throwing people down, totally violent, taking on one team. It was just a totally different season. It was way more filling, way more epic, and I just think it's a fantasy. So what's up? Phillips is doing great, but to compare him to JT is like mind-boggling.
Funny story before we get to Captain D.
I know you're going to go with this.
So I got to bring this up, Curtis. I don't know if I ever told you. So Curtis is obviously my man. You see, D is very famous, by the way. He gets a lot of phone calls. But anyways, Curtis, I know you've been a Dolphin fan forever. So I used to live in Florida. Me and D used to play basketball like constantly. And we played against a lot of Dolphin players where we used to play in Tamarack. So guess who came out there? Jason Taylor. And Jason Taylor's sister, who's on FS1 now with
I love Joy. I love me some Joy, man.
We played against Joy Taylor multiple times.
We
also played. We played against who's the linebacker that I
Zach
talked
Thomas.
to? No, not Zach. He didn't go out there.
It was Derek. Derek something. Derek. He was a monster. Oh my god.
So we're going to the water fountain, and I said to him, mind you, I'm not even a Dolphin fan. I don't know why I said it, but I'm like, hey, do you guys like Jay Fiedler as your quarterback? And he took that shit so offensively, guys.
Really?
He was like, that's our quarterback. We love our quarterback. Like, he took that shit like he wanted to kill me, man. Derek something. I forget his name, but he was a big dude. But big. I gotta say, they all sucked at basketball.
Did they really?
They were horrible. They were horrible. Jason Taylor was horrible.
Now they're trying to throw their muscle around, but they were bad. I gotta say, his sister was better than all of them, right?
Yep.
His sister wasn't bad.
Wasn't she a college player?
She wasn't bad. I don't know. But she wasn't bad. She wasn't bad. She could hit shots. But anyways, sorry I gotta bring that up to you guys.
That's funny.
We played them, and it was. It's crazy that they were even out there because you would think like they wouldn't be playing street ball, right? Like trying to, because it was during the season, I believe. But my God, dude, like that was so funny. I had to bring that up. Anyways, D, what's up with that, man? Who you got?
Well, I'm gonna go a little bit, a little bit on a different road here. What's up with I didn't obviously none of us personally know these players, but what's up with the passing of Demarius Thomas? I don't, it was so
Oh,
sudden.
sad,
man, that
man.
sucked.
It was so sudden. We
Great
don't
guy
know.
too.
Yeah, and from what I've read, he seemed like he was a pretty good dude, and it's sad to hear that. It sucks, young age. But what's up with that, man? It's unfortunate to see, and you see a lot of players chiming in, a lot of people, sports writers saying that he was a real good dude. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but what's up with that, man?
Yeah.
I think it was Derek Rogers. By the
Yes,
way.
it was Derek
Yeah.
Rogers. Derek Rogers was the linebacker.
Big dude, bro.
He
Listen,
was
guys.
huge.
When you see, it's funny because we're only watching these athletes, okay, on TV and whatever. But when you play, like physically see them in person, they're big dudes. Like these dudes are. You can see they're athletic. Like I felt like I was hey shit, I'm pretty athletic. No, these guys are big.
There's another level. There's levels to it.
Even if they suck at basketball, they were physically like these guys are like physically built. They're like, it was just crazy. But we've who else D that we played besides D? I know we've met a couple.
Yeah, there was another guy on the defensive line that played real well, and then he got a contract with the Jets. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm trying to remember it, but he was out there with Jason Taylor. They used to go there together, and Derek Rogers would go by himself. Derek Rogers was super aggressive. He was humongous.
He played. Listen, guys.
Yeah, he was a pissy guy.
Derek, he was terrible at basketball, but he was
Very
super aggressive.
Very aggressive.
He played football, basketball. So if you guys ever played a guy like that, he was get the hell out of his way because he's gonna make you feel it.
Yeah.
But he was terrible. Like
wide open. And JT was an alpha. He was an alpha. He was cocky, very alpha dog. He was he was very, very alpha. He was like, it was weird because he was very boisterous, and I'm like, but he was horrible at basketball, so it was weird.
It's funny. That's not how he presents himself. He presents himself as like the nice, smiley guy.
Oh no, he was when it comes to sports, when it's like on a competitive level, he got very competitive and he talked a lot, but he couldn't back it up.
Even Joy Taylor, even Joy Taylor was cocky.
Yeah,
she was cocky, guys. I'm telling you. But she didn't come alone. Yeah. She always came with like Dolphin guys, like, which was smart. But it was just kind of funny. But anyways, what's up with that, Trevor?
All right, there's a couple of things, but I'll pick one for now. I'll pick this one. What's up with that with Sean McDermott? I'm not gonna say I like Sean McDermott as a coach. I think he's great, but his press conference was not his best. It was not his best at all. First of all, there is no shame whatsoever in being outcoached by Bill Belichick, the best coach in the history of the sport. There's no shame in that. But to say that, I don't want to give Bill Belichick too much credit for. What do you mean? You got outcoached. That as simple as that. From the start of the game to the end of the game, you got outcoached. He outcoached your coaching staff. It was not a good showing. It was not a good showing from the coaching staff, and it's okay. But to be so arrogant, be like, it's not. It is a big deal. It was a game. It was a game that you guys needed. The Bills needed to win, and they lost, and it put them behind the 8 ball now because now you have to win the next 2 or 3 games. Or else you're gonna fall out of the other division. Now we'll give him credit. That press conference in that week for that game was ridiculous. First of all, the reporter who questioned Micah Hyde and Poyer, that was a stupid ass question. First of all, why would you question their manhood like that? Talking about were you embarrassed? What are you talking about? What it happens? But that was a terrible question. She could have worded it better, but that was ridiculous.
Not only that, Micah Hyde. By the way, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, one of the best safety duos in the NFL. You guys know that. Like, I'm not just saying because I'm a homer. They're very good. Disciplined, good guys as well, all off the field and on the field. You know what he said that at the very end? What he looked at Jordan Poyer. What was the score? Oh, 14-10. Shut the fuck up. That's what he wanted to say. He didn't, but that's what he wanted to say. Because 14 points, we talked about this in the very beginning. Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to come at our man. We gave up. It wasn't like we gave up 35 points, 40. They fucking routed us. They ran us. It was the Colts game. Fine. If the Colts game is that report, I would have respected the reporter to ask that after the Colts game. I would have took that even better. I would have said, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I don't know how we. But are you fucking kidding me? That's why Micah Hyde said, what was the score? He looked at Poyer. What? What did we give up? And that's really, to be honest with you, that's kind of a shade on the offense. That's almost saying, hey, we did our job. Don't fucking come at us. Look at the other. You want to talk about somebody else. Talk to Josh Allen. Talk to Brian Dable. Don't bring us up if we were embarrassed. Get the fuck out of here. 14 points, guys. I don't care if they ran for 500 yards. We gave up 14 points. That's nothing. This is the NFL. They ran for 50 times almost. What the fuck you talking about? Did you watch the game? So, no, I agree with you, Trevor. And by the way, Trevor, what's up with that was the same thing. Sean McDermott with the timeout. What are you doing? Are you fucking – bro, come on, man. There's no excuses now. You're 4 years in, bro. You got guys upstairs telling you, hey, man, we think we should challenge it. Don't challenge it. What? Now, mind you, Bill Belichick did the same. And it's funny because I was making fun of Bill Belichick last week when he threw the phone because Dawson Knox made it a good catch. But damn, that was closer than the fucking run that you couldn't see with 1,000 bodies. Like, what are you doing there? Like, bro, I gotta say, McDermott, I love him, but he gets out-coached a lot, guys. He does. And big games, he does. And something like that you can't do, bro. You can't do. Why would you call that in such a close game? Why? It wasn't even who could see that? Nobody could see the play. If nobody could see the play, the refs are going to go inconclusive. It's a first down. How we call it on the field. It's so, yeah. What's up with that? Retarded. I don't get it. Let's get to week 15 because Curtis, I've been keeping on here for 2 hours the last 2 shows.
No respect for my old body.
God damn it, Tommy. I need to get the pad. So we're going to try to keep the show under 2 hours from a man, Curtis, so he can come back. So he doesn't think this is a Godfather movie here. So we're going to get into week 14. Let's start with the boring game of the week. Saints versus Jets. Curtis, and by the way, we might as well get the score predictions. We can do that right now as well. So, Curtis, Saints versus Jets. How do you see this game going? What do you think the score is going to be?
Well, the Saints played the Dallas Cowboys pretty good. I think they got up 17 points. Yeah. Their defense is real good. I think they're just going to limit the Jets. Jets maybe get like 10-13. They'll get like 17 to 20, 23. So 23-13. Saints win it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Real quick, Jose, coming in. Trevor, brother, he was out coached, but if you win field position, you should win this game, especially at home. We didn't execute. Yes, Jose, I said that from the beginning. This is a game 1 for 4 red zone. Number 1 was a problem, and it's been a problem all year long. That's 1. 2, we had way better field position than the Patriots did. We should have executed. You can't, bro. Our first 2 possessions at the 40, at the 45. Our first possession, we punt. Terrible play calls. The second, we fumble. Matt Breida, what the hell are you doing? The ball was right in your chest. He didn't even look like he was trying to like.
No, that's not how you take a handoff. You take it's a trap. So it's like this. Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
was like,
I
go
don't know
like
what he
this.
was
I'm
doing.
like, what is that?
I was confused. It didn't even look
was
like he
terrible.
tried. It just looked like he just said, like he was frozen. Like he didn't even attempt to like crunch down on the ball. I have no
That was
idea. But
terrible
wasted
technique.
possession. So that's 2 possessions, guys. Even if, let's just say hypothetically, we score 2 field goals there. Okay, fine. We're up 6-0. Now so here's the deal, guys. If we score there, the Patriots have to be forced to throw in time. Now they're down. They cannot continue to run. Let's say we score at the end there. The Patriots have to pass. We never had to, in this game, we never put Mac Jones in a position to pass the ball. Never. He never was in a position. So Bill Belichick said, you know what? If we're not in a position to throw, we're going to keep running. Because the Bills' offense can't score. So we're not going to, who cares? We're just going to run, field goal. Run, field goal. And that's what they did. This is exactly what they did. And that's on the offense. So I keep telling you, it wasn't a defense thing. It was an offense thing. Bill Belichick knew that Brian Daboll could not do the right job for this game. He knew that he would be stuck. He was stuck in mud, like a car stuck in mud. Daboll kept hitting the gas, and the tires kept going. He didn't do anything to change it. He just kept hitting the gas, and we were going nowhere, and that's how it went. Anyways, Captain D, Saints versus Jets.
Now, last week I did something that I never thought I would do. I did something I never thought I would do, and that was the Jets chant. But I'm gonna J-E. No, it's not happening this week. You know, there's Elijah Moore is not going to be there. Shout out Elijah Moore. He's from St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale, but he's not going to be there, and probably no Michael Carter, obviously. So this is a recipe for disaster, and the Saints don't really scare me that much. But I'm going to go with the Saints, and I'm going to go 27-7. Maybe Braxton Berrios gets a touchdown for the U. Let's see.
Now Hill's starting, right, guys? Taysom Hill, I believe, is starting.
With his bad finger.
I'm sorry, Curtis.
He's got the bad finger, right?
But he's starting, right? Taysom Hill is the quarterback this week. I believe he is. Anyways, Trevor, who you got, man?
It's so bad that the Patriots are off this week. So it's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna watch. I may watch Baltimore and Cleveland for that 1 o'clock game. But
there you go.
Unfortunately,
always a good game.
New Yorkers are forced to watch this garbage. Let's be honest here. First of all, I'm going with the Saints only because the Jets are just completely like no offense whatsoever. Like they literally all their playmakers are hurt and everything like that. The Saints defenses played well, but unfortunately, and now Taysom Hill is a phenomenal athlete. I have to say athlete because he's a great football player. As a quarterback, stop. Why is he a quarterback in this league? Play tight end or something. Play offensive line or something. Why are you playing quarterback? If you think Taysom Hill is going to be the future quarterback for the franchise quarterback for this Saints team, you got another thing coming because he's terrible. But unfortunately, you don't have to do much because the Jets are just equally terrible. So just Saints gonna win this game. I have to win in this game 20-10. It's gonna be ugly. Especially with since Taysom Hill has a messed up hand, everything like that. They're probably gonna run the ball like crazy in this game. Why not? The Jets defense is terrible. Just don't let him throw the ball, please. I hate the way I just can't stand him throwing the football. I can't stand him. Why is he a quarterback in this league? Seriously.
What do you got to score?
20-10. New Orleans.
20-10 Saints. Okay. So Saints are their defense is okay. I think their defense is pretty good actually.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
They're not bad. They got decent corners. But the Jets are struggling. They got a rookie quarterback. I don't like their offense. Kind of like the Dolphins. I don't trust the offense. Dolphins are, by the way, are better, but I'm just saying I don't trust them. God damn, Saints are bad too. I'm gonna say 20-13 Saints win. In a boring game, in a fucking it's a boring game. I just don't see much out of both teams offensively. Hill, what were they thinking when they signed Hill to that contract? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, thank God. Like, hey, you guys may diss Brandon Bean a little bit for some of his mistakes, but goddamn, like, bro, there's a lot of GMs that make huge mistakes.
Honestly, don't know how Mickey doing stuff.
What are you doing there with Hill? Like, I don't get it. Like, he is like a Tebow in a way. Like, he's Tebow, but not as bulky and big. Like, I don't know. I tell you what, I don't mind the Winston thing if you draft a quarterback. Draft a quarterback, keep Winston, have Winston like be like an Alex Smith, get a quarterback in there to learn, watch Winston a little bit, not as interceptions, but to kind of just watch how the game's played and then put the quarterback in. And Winston will always be that guy. But Hill, I don't know what they're thinking. All right. Let's get to it. Bills at Buccaneers. The game really of the week. It is.
Yeah.
It really, truly is. We're going to get to Curtis. Go ahead, man. Bills versus Buccaneers in Tampa.
I've been doing a lot of coverage of the Bills all season. I had this Bills Tampa game as the marquee game for the season for the Bills until I kind of hit the skids and then eventually lost to the Patriots. To me, I wanted to see, can they run on this Tampa defense? And as this games went on, I think the bigger question is, will they just run? They might abandon the run. I don't think they're going to be able to run. I think it could play into the Bills' hands of just fun ball and letting Allen do something to make it interesting. Tampa's not as good as they were last year. They still might need to put the pieces together. Like they might come on at the end, but they've been hitting bumpy. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think, if the weather's good and they can throw the football, I think they got a chance to win, at least keep it close. So I'll say like 30-24 Tampa.
Okay. No, that's fair. Jose coming in. Trevor, go ahead, man. Shout it out.
Oh, I got you, Jose. We are Apple affiliates, so if you have Apple Podcasts, you can find us there. Just all content is there, or you can find us on any platform, podcast platform like Google Play, Radio, Stitcher. We're pretty much everywhere. YouTube as well. We're everywhere. So, yeah.
Sports Dynasty Podcast.
Yeah.
You gotta. And by the way, you know what? I'm gonna start doing this because I do it at the end. Most people get off. Curtis, where can we find you? Because I'm gonna start doing this earlier on because
I'm not as snazzy as Trevor. I'm not all over the place. I don't even know half the things that he's even told me about because I'm like a barbarian. I don't have Twitter. I don't do Facebook.
Listen, guys, Curtis still has a beeper.
Smoke signals. Do you know I didn't have a cell phone for the last 10 years? My wife just forced me to get a cell phone about a month ago.
Curtis
I haven't had a cell phone.
What is this? It's touch screen.
I hate all that stuff, dude. I hate it all, man. I missed the rotary dial, dude. I missed the rotary dial.
Curtis does smoke. Curtis does smoke.
That's the best,
stuff,
man.
All this Twitter. People
I remember I did Facebook once, like 15 years ago. So I'm like, all right, let me try this Facebook thing. So I put a bunch of pictures up there. I spent like a couple of hours. I'm like, all right, here you go. I fell asleep. The next day I wake up and it's just like this list of people contacting me. I'm like, is this going to turn into a job? I mean, it's like an 8-hour day. I said, never, I never touched it again. I never answered anything. I never, ever, 16 years. I'll never touch any of that stuff. But anyway, you can find me at Ace Per Head on YouTube. That's what I do, the YouTube thing. Ace Per Head.
All right. So no MySpace, no AOL.
I
I heard MySpace for like 10 years.
Yeah, I remember that thing.
You can catch me on AOL.com at okay. Cool.
Dial up.
Listen, yeah. Captain D, Bills, Tampa. What do you got, man?
I'm kind of on the same page as Curtis here. Is that Trey White's out? There's a lot of weapons there. I'm learning that I don't bet against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick anymore. And Bruce Arians, I think he's a great coach, but more than anything, I got faith in Tom fucking Brady. I'm sorry to say.
Fuck that guy.
And I think this is going to be a close game.
Damn Brady.
But I think the Buccaneers pull this out. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. Obviously, you're going to be in the beautiful Central Florida weather. I don't want to give them the credit of South Florida, but they're going to be in some beautiful weather tomorrow, and that's going to be a big benefactor than what you guys had a couple days ago. But I see the Buccaneers pulling this off. It's Tom Brady. There's some
What's
gadgets
the score?
there.
What's the score?
All right, let me give you this score. I'm gonna say
you.
I'm gonna say 34-20.
God damn it. Are you saying this because it's Tom Brady is 32-3 against the Buffalo? What the fuck? We were talking about the other day on Friday, by the way. I was on another show I do. And the guy was like, oh, Tom Brady, 13-3. I'm like, are you sure about that? 13-3? That sounds very low. And then the chat room, I'm like, yo, chat room, can you tell us I don't think 32-3. That is goddamn awful. That is the worst. Bro, look, guys, 32-3. Really? That's fucking awful. That is goddamn awful. But I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't know what to tell you, but that I don't know. I'm flabbergasted with that record. But I gotta say, listen, Tom Brady has a winning record probably against every fucking team. So don't take it too to heart. I'm just saying, I don't know what his record is versus the Dolphins, but it's probably up there. It ain't no fucking 20-20. I can promise you. It's probably 32-5. I mean, don't.
No.
All right, Curtis. What is it?
Man,
wait a minute. What is it? Curtis, what is it?
I got to figure it out. I find out, but we usually split.
I want to know. All right, you know what? When you come on the show next time, I want to know the fucking record. Tom Brady,
right here.
Flores has won 3 out of 4 games against Belichick. That alone.
Wow.
Tom Brady.
So
Tom Brady is
go.
24-12 against the Dolphins.
That's pretty damn impressive, but that's better than us. Goddamn, 32-3. You guys, I will say this. Curtis. The Dolphins do play the Patriots. You guys did this fucking, I'll never forget it, Curtis. And I know you remember because you're a fucking Dolphin guy. You guys ran this thing called the Wildcat.
Oh, my God.
Serrano, man.
And Belichick.
Belichick didn't know what to do. He was short circuiting, going crazy.
Yeah, Belichick lost his mind. Yeah. Belichick was like, oh.
Oh my!
I remember that. I remember that the day I die.
I watched that game. I gotta say this. I'm not a Dolphin. I fucking hate the Dolphins, but I gotta say this. out of every team that mocked you guys in the NFL, you guys did it the best. I'm gonna give you props. Listen, I'm real. I thought Ronnie Brown played that fucking Wildcat the best. He did. Out of every team that tried to copycat the Miami Dolphins, I thought you guys did it the fucking best. I got to give you credit.
We
But
were the
once
first ones to really do it. We took the league by storm.
in the NFL, not college. College was
no.
all over it. But in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, when you did that, I'll never forget it because I watched that game. Bro, Bill Belichick was like, what is going on? He
Couldn't stop it.
He was shocked. And you guys ran it
beautiful
to perfection. Like it was beautiful, bro. I was like, why can't we do that? But it was a fucking. But once the cat kind of came out of the bag, it was a wrap. But either way, you guys had a great season. You guys made the playoffs. You guys beat the Patriots, and I got to give Ronnie Brown a ton of credit. Listen, Ronnie Brown is a very underrated running back. And
he was. If he didn't get injured that year, 2007, when he got injured, he was starting to heat up. And he was never the same after that.
No, and I hate the Dolphins, but I always give Dolphins. Listen, I'll give any player credit that's done good. All right, Tom Brady, all right, Ronnie Brown. I thought fucking what's his name? Ricky Williams was a fucking.
I love Ricky
dog.
Williams. He's
Ricky Williams was unbelievable, guys.
He would have gone to the Hall of Fame if he wanted it.
Bro, he played us in Buffalo in the snow, and fucking bro, he was a phenomenon.
Unbelievable.
He was a beast, bro. Like Ricky Williams. I gotta say, it was a terrible. Listen, it was a terrible trade to give up all those picks, but man, he was really good. He was fucking good. People don't realize how good Ricky Williams was.
Oh, he would have gone to the Hall of Fame. Easy.
He missed time. He came back and was still a fucking dog in the NFL. He was still good. So listen, I am not that Bills fan. Anyone in the chat, like, I'm not that guy that's going to be like, not, because it's our enemy, I'm not going to give him credit. I give Dan Marino credit. I think he's the greatest quarterback ever. Listen, Tom Brady's the GOAT, no doubt. But passing wise, Dan Marino was the truth. He was a phenomenon. He was a fucking, I would take Dan Marino any day. Ricky Williams was a fucking beast. I would love for Ricky Williams to be on this team. Jason Taylor was unbelievable for his position. Zach Thomas was unbelievable. So there's players I always give credit to, even though they're our enemy. You got to show them respect. Brady is the GOAT, no matter what. He is the GOAT. As far as the other Patriot players, fuck them. But Tom Brady, unbelievable.
Curtis Martin, dude. Curtis Martin.
No, you're right. Curtis. I am sorry. Curtis Martin, great guy. You're right, Curtis, because he's your name. But, he's a Hall of Fame player, and he came from the Jets. Phenomenal player. I got to get Randy Moss, but I don't really call him a Patriot. He was only 1 year. But anyways, Curtis. I'm sorry, not Curtis. Trevor. Bills versus Tampa. Go ahead.
This is the game of the week, and again, they definitely needed. They definitely needed that Patriot game. They definitely need that Patriot game, and them losing that game definitely hurt them because they got to play against a quarterback that's literally owned you for the last 20 years. But I think the main concern it will be that I think that Captain D mentioned that Trey White is not being there is going to suck. It didn't matter much against the Patriots because there's nobody to cover. There was a run every single time, so it's definitely going to show in this game that it may be an issue. I don't know. I'm not too sure who's the back who was his backup, but next man up. You know what I'm saying? You're going against Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. it's not going to be
Good,
easy. So
good offense.
you know,
Yep.
you got the work cut out for them.
Gronk. Yep.
Yeah, Gronk. Yeah, it's going to be your work cut out for them. It's going to be. It's the next weather. I expect it to be points. It's going to be a lot of points. A lot, definitely more than 10 to 14, 10. It definitely won't be that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
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 But
what do you got?
That I have Tampa 28, Buffalo 25. It's gonna be close, but I think Tampa Bay comes out with the win. Especially against one of the best defense in the league. It's tough. It's tough. They're definitely gonna miss Trey White. The secondary is definitely gonna take a hit, but we'll see.
No. This is the game. You're right. This is the game where Trey White. I knew Trey White wouldn't be a factor versus the Patriots because you're not a high wide receiver wise. You don't have a deep receiver group. This game is where you're going to see Trey White be missed because there's a lot of good receivers. Good Lord. Jack coming in. Joe Montana was way better than Dan. See, I disagree. I love Montana, though. Don't get me wrong, Jack. Montana was he was a beast. Montana was, but if we're going to talk about overall talent, arm strength, the spin on the ball, the spiral, just overall talent. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think if Dan Marino, I'm just saying, if Dan Marino played for the 49ers and had that team, I think Dan Marino would do just as good. Well, I love Joe Montana.
A simple stat.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Curtis.
Marino played with Dwight Stevenson for like 5 years. That was the only Hall of Famer he ever played with. Joe Montana, you can go through the whole list. It's over. And I mean, Jerry Rice, I don't think Roger Craig made it. I mean, Ronnie Lott, they up and down the line. Even
deep
was like not an Hall of Fame, but he was in the middle. He had so many players all
team.
around him.
Yes. Great coach,
I'm not sure. I've been trying to track this quote down, but Bill Walsh basically said Joe Montana perfected the system, but Dan Marino can fit any system. Just as far as arm talent, release, size. Even if you notice Dan Marino before he got the Achilles injury, he was actually pretty mobile too. He was on a whole other level. If he had been drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, he would have won as many rings as maybe even more than Montana, just from a talent level. You got to give it to Joe Montana. He was mobile. He was clutch. He was smart, but Dan Marino, just from like a physical talent standpoint, was far superior. Would it translate into many Super Bowls? I think so, but it's an unknown. But he had nothing to work with like Joe Montana.
Dude, I'm from Miami. Dean knows. I was born in Florida. I'm in Detroit now, but I watched Dan Marino. I've been to Miami games with my mom. My family is a huge Dolphin fan base.
Good family. Good family.
I'm the outcast Bills fan. But I listen, when you're in Miami at this time, and Curtis, there was no NFL red zone, NFL ticket. You got to watch what's on TV, and that's your local team. And the local team was the Miami fucking Dolphins. And unfortunately, I had to watch them. I love sports. And dude, I hated them. But usually when you hate somebody, it's because they're good. They're fucking good. And Dan Marino, man, like that team, I feel bad for them because they had no running backs. They really never had a running back.
Or defense.
But man,
really.
Right. But he was a phenomenon, man. Like, you guys don't really understand, till you watch it, how fast this dude could throw a football on a tight spiral to a wide receiver was nothing like you've ever seen. I'm telling you guys right now,
I mean, think about the 48 touchdown season and 5,000 yards back then. It stood for what, 30 years until they had to change the rules?
Right. And mind you, Curtis, great point. We're talking when the flags weren't really thrown, when quarterbacks were taking licks, when they were getting demolished, when football was football. Right? I mean, there was no.
Think of it this way: Dan Marino broke the previous record. I think it was 33 touchdowns by 15 touchdowns. When his record was broke, it was what, 49, then 50, and like what, 51. He was broken by small increments. He shattered the record. Stood for 30 years. They changed the rules and enforced it differently, and it was only broken by small increments.
And
broken in pieces. Drew Brees broke the yard record, and it was a Brady and Manning.
Years later, by the way, when referees were totally different, when quarterbacks were, guys, it's a different. That's why I feel bad for the older quarterbacks, because these records are going to be broken by soft. They are given these records now. But bro, he had Clayton Duper. By the way, I love Mark Duper. Mark Duper's underrated. Mark Duper was a hell of a. If you guys watch Mark Duper, that dude was a hell of a receiver. I'd take Mark Duper any day of the week. Great receiver. See, listen, guys, I know my football. I know my Dolphins. I grew up. I'm a Bills fan, but I fucking hated the Dolphins, so I had to know them. And, bro, those Dolphins, Dan Marino, Clayton Duper, bro, Mark Higgs was the running back. He was okay. Mark Higgs was like Devin Singletary. He's okay. Not bad.
They had Bernie Palmley, the ex-postal worker. He was working the post office, and they said, come on down, kid.
Come on down. Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. I love that guy.
Man.
I love Brian
Dude,
Cox.
we had, let me tell you guys, the 90 Bills and the 90 Dolphins. Fuck I'm sorry, Trevor, but the Patriots were hot garbage.
I know.
Bills and the Dolphins. That was the rivalry. Forget the Jets. Forget the Patriots.
Yeah.
We were the team. We were fucking like neck to neck. And listen, the Bills were a little better. Way better.
Way better.
We're a little better, but listen, it's because you guys didn't have a running attack. I think that's what kind of, and the defense was but
we had Tom Oliver-Dottie, who was near an idiot. He had probably
had a hell of a coach. You had a hell of a
defensive coordinator.
You had a hell of a coach, though. We did too.
Don Shula was great.
Super Bowl coach. You can't listen. Marv Levy, for as good as he was, guys, wasn't a Super Bowl coach. He didn't win it. Right? Don Shula is the man. I got to give Don Shula credit. He is the man. Love Don Shula. But anyways, let me get to this game. Bills Buccaneers. See, I got it different. Everybody's picking the Buccaneers. We are on the road. We're a better road team, guys. I'm telling you right now, and that's going to be going into my epic rants, what we're going to do, and then we're going to get off here because Curtis got to go to bed.
My eyes are falling out. They're going to fall right out onto the table here.
But we're almost done, Curtis. See, we're not going to keep you on 2 hours. We're going to keep you on an hour 45 minutes. But anyways, I got this game different, guys. We're on the road. I think we play better on the road. This is perfect for the offense. That doesn't say the defense is going to hold up. Listen, you're going against the greatest quarterback of all time. He is the league leader in yards. He's the league leader in passing attempts. They are a pass-heavy fucking team. They have a good offense. However, Buffalo Bills offense, if Brian Daboll can get his fucking head out of his ass, we are a good offense too. We can fucking put points up. And here's what I got to say. And this is what I got to say right now. McDermott threw Daboll under the bus a little bit on his press conference after the game. First time all year. I'm not a Daboll guy. However, this might be a little bit on McDermott as well. Maybe McDermott wanted to be a little bit run heavy, not run heavy, but get the running game involved a little bit more going into this season. I think Mcdermott, and when they asked him, he said, listen, it's too late in the season we are what we are. We can't make it like there is no fixing an issue. This is what we are. That kind of told you a lot. McDermott, I think, I hope, went to Dable and said, you know what? What do we got to lose? Let's go back to what we were doing in 2020. Pass heavy. Let's dial it up. Let's just, what do we got to lose? Really, honestly, at this point, nothing. Because what we're doing isn't working. It's not working. Let's be real. It's not working. Go back to 2020. Pass heavy. Let's get 4 or 5 receiver sets. And I think you're going to see that against Tampa. I think you're going to see a pass heavy offense. I think you're going to see very little running. And I think in Tampa, nice environment is where Bills are going to thrive. Josh Allen is going to thrive. Stephon Diggs is going to thrive. This offense is built for that weather. I think we win this game. I know a lot of Bills fans are down and out, but I think this is a great bounce back game. And I think this is a game where we win 33-24. I think we win. Listen, guys, Tampa could be beat. Washington football team who we destroyed beat Tampa Bay. They lost 3 or 4 games already. I got to look at the record, but they lost 3 or 4 games against teams they shouldn't have lost, just like us. They're beatable. They're not unbeatable. We can beat them, okay? They're not all that in a bag of chips. I think if we play our cards right, we play to our strength, we win this game, and I just think we can win this game. I truthfully do. And we need this game. We really do, because we go back home. Listen, guys, just a heads up real quick. I'm more worried about the home games that we have remaining than the road games. And to quote that, I'm kind of glad if we make the playoffs, and that's a big if, that we're on the road. I'd rather play on the road. It gives the offense a way better chance because we are not built for Buffalo environment. We are not built that way. I think it gives our offense a huge advantage if we're on the road in a dome, in a better environment. I much rather play in Indy if we're on the road. I much rather play in Baltimore. I'm just saying, in my opinion. Okay, so it may not be such a bad thing, guys. If we listen, we're 7 wins. We got the Falcons at home. We got the Jets the last 2 games. Come on, guys. We should be able to win those games. That's 9. We got Carolina at home. We should be able to win that. That's 10. We travel to the road in Tampa and travel to the road in New England. If we win one of those games, we are locking. And, by the way, Trevor, I know you guys don't play this week, but you got Indianapolis at Indianapolis, you got to play the Dolphins, who are on fucking fire. So it ain't given that the AFC East is yours. And you still got to play us as well. So you got Indy, Dolphins, and Buffalo. Those are 3 tough games. Okay? So it's not given. And it wasn't like you guys blew us out. I'm just saying. So, Bills fans, slow your roll. Calm the fuck down. Okay? Listen, I'm as real as you can get. I'm going to call it how I call it. But we're still good. Guys, we're 7-5. We're okay. Relax. Calm down. We got winnable games here. Chillax. All right. Last thing, and then we're going to get out of here. We're going to get to our epic rant of the week, and we're going to start with...
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! I'm not a kid! Write something about me.
All right, Curtis. You're 40. Write something about me. Go ahead.
Well, to me, my epic rant is We just got done with the Watson thing, and there was a whole new set of articles coming out saying that they're not done with Watson. In the offseason, they're going to go after him. I'm just so sick of the whole thing. I'm sick of Ross. I'm sick of Greer. We are highly dysfunctional because it starts from the top and comes down. If you're going to get him, whatever, but they've just turned this into a whole show and really kind of ruined everything. My thing is, Greer is one of the worst GMs. Some fans now, they'll say, we love the top 3 picks this year. He's got to come back. There's so many other things behind that. This guy comes back, and we're going to be in the same spot. And to me, it's a done deal. It's written in stone. He's going to come back, and it
sucks.
That's my epic
sucks.
rant.
It's Curtis. I'm all with you, man. I agree. Curtis is 100% right. I think Greer is I think Greer is your thorn. He has to go,
and he ain't going nowhere.
And he won't go anywhere because, sometimes the owner. It sucks, Curtis. You know this. Sometimes the owner has a relationship with a coach, right, or a GM, and even though the writing's on the wall, they don't want to let it go, right? Kind of like, and I hate to bring it up, kind of like, what was the coach D with Fiedler?
Dave Weinstedt.
Dave Weinstedt with Fiedler. They had that weird connection where Weinstedt should have moved on, but Weinstedt really liked Fiedler, respected Fiedler, and he held on a little too long. And there's a lot of cases like that. A lot of coaches, a lot of owners, they hold on to certain players. They should let go, and they don't because it's like a personal thing. And it may be that way for Miami, and that only sets your team back. And it sucks as a fan because we all see it. But they don't, we can't make the change. So I think Greer, like I've been saying, I like your coach. I really do, D. I know you want to change the whole thing up, but I think your coach is very good. I do. I think he's one of the few Belichick guys that is good. And it would be a huge mistake to let him go. Greer is the problem. Get a GM there that can fit with Greer, fit with your coach, and then go from there. He's holding you back. If anyone's holding you back, it's your GM. But anyways, go ahead. What's up with that, Captain D?
You just changed my epic rant completely. I was going, yeah. So I'm kind of, I don't know where to go with this, but I'm gonna say all right. I'm gonna stick with my original one. That's Bills fans. I'm gonna stick with my original. Listen, it's coaching, guys. I keep seeing all these different things about what's going on with the Buffalo Bills. It is coaching. That's the big difference here. And that's why when I see what's going on this weekend in Tampa Bay, what's going to happen, they got a big – Leonard Fournette is playing off his ass right now. You got the GOAT in Tom Brady. You guys are soft in the trenches. There's not enough goons in there that are pushing people around and knocking people over. Wake up here. It's not about Josh Allen. You got to get to the basics. Wake up. Stick to that. Come on, Bills fans. That's my epic rant.
All right, Trevor, go ahead, brother.
I originally was gonna go with Urban Meyer for the ridiculousness I heard today, but I couldn't. But I have to go with Chase fucking Claypool of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What this guy, the lack of self-awareness is alarming. The immaturity is alarming. Don't get me wrong, he's a talented wide receiver, talented as hell. I'll give him that. But are you fucking kidding me? You get a first down, right? You get a first down, right?
Yeah.
And you think it's a good idea to put your finger in the helmet of Breland, the corner from the Vikings? You get a 15-yard penalty. So it was negated because you wanted to be a complete dickhead and do that and hurt your team. And then Mike Tomlin wants to benches him for 3 games. No, I'm sorry, for a couple plays, right? saying, yo, he was obviously didn't get the fucking message because when you're down, first of all, you were down 29-0, all right? But the Vikings somehow made you guys come back and everything like that. It's 34 fucking seconds on the clock, and you get a first down. First of all, why the fuck are you celebrating a first down when you're fucking losing? I don't understand that. I never understood why teams do that dumb shit. I don't get it either. But you're down. You're down. You want to do the first down like a fucking weirdo, right? So then you lose. But I have no timeout. So now you're losing time. You're missing time. Time is very of the essence, and unfortunately, it was the game because they don't have enough. They can't get. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. His press conference pissed me off. He says, "Yeah, we have to be better," but when I did my thing, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, But it wasn't my fault. Are you fucking kidding me? How you gonna say? Oh, I gotta be better, but at the same time, it wasn't his fault. That selfish bullshit you did. And then mind you, this is the same motherfucker that when they lost last week, we got annihilated by the Bengals last week. This is the same motherfucker that says, "Hey, coach, can we play music during practice?" Are you kidding me? Practice? Music in practices? Play. And this is the guy who loves TikTok. Listen, I don't have TikTok. I know I'm young. I'm young, but I don't fuck with that TikTok shit. Hell no, that's for kids. The fact that these grown people on fucking TikTok bothers me. Juju and this guy, talented wide receivers, but they love fucking TikTok more than they love fucking playing football. He pissed me off so much. I'm like, listen, if he was in Tampa, if he was in Buffalo, he would have been cut. He would have been benched immediately for that foolishness, and he would have got cut. Belichick doesn't play that bullshit. Chase Claypool, you're a fucking idiot. That's my rant. I'm so angry. Like
Jose. Hey, Jose, loving you, by the way, Trevor. Jose, loving you, man. Hey, by the way, guys, chat. We will be on Sports Dynasty Podcast the week we play the Patriots. I'm going to go to their channel that week for the AFC East Shakedown. Maybe Curtis will be available. That'd be cool, Curtis, if you can hop on. If you're free that weekend, that's when we play the Patriots in New England.
Awesome.
But so my rant of the week will be really to, I guess, Bills fans in general. Listen, home games. Stop acting like it's our we're going to win because we got home, and that, we're going to build a stadium that's open air because that's how we play at home, and it's a disadvantage for teams coming to play us. It's not, number one. Number two, Brandon Beane has not built the team to play to our advantage at home. Let's be real. 3, Josh Allen and the rest of the team has said publicly they want a dome stadium. They would prefer a dome stadium. Listen, guys, this isn't the 90 Bills. This isn't the Marv Levy. You got to play here, and if it ain't right, it ain't whatever the hell he said. It's not how it is. It's not it, guys. This isn't. Listen, Josh Allen's built for the weather, but it's everyone else. Has Brandon Beane really built this team to play in Buffalo? No, he hasn't. Okay. I much rather play in a dome. It's not going to happen because guess what? At the end of the day, guys, it's about money. And we'll be lucky enough to get another stadium built in Buffalo. Right now, as you guys know, if you follow the Buffalo Bills, it's up in the air if we're even going to get a stadium built. Not longer. You think a dome's going to be built? Of course not. It's more money. The Bagools aren't going to put it up, and the state's not going to pay for it. So right now they're in a debate to even get an open air stadium. So just be happy with that. But right now, playing at home is a disadvantage. I don't care what anyone says. It's a fucking disadvantage. We are not built for home. Josh Allen, fine. But the rest of the team, no. The offensive line is weak, soft, and light. The defensive line is soft and weak and light. We are not built that way. And it frustrates me because, listen, Brandon Beane Sean McDermott, when they got hired, you know where you're playing. You know it's Buffalo. You understand it's windy as fuck. Listen, Buffalo is like no other stadium. No other. I don't care what you say. The wind in Buffalo is like no other. It's unbelievable. You have to build a team that fits in December and January. If you don't, I'd rather be on the road because it's not to our advantage. You have to build that team, and we aren't built that way, guys. We aren't. We are not. We are not a run-heavy team. We are not a big offensive line. If we were the Colts, fine. If we were the Patriots, fine. If we were the Titans, fine. That's not how we're built, guys. If we were finesse, Brian Daboll doesn't know how to work for some odd reason. By the way, Brian Daboll is from Buffalo. He doesn't understand how the winds play a factor when you play in Buffalo. He doesn't. He continues to do the same mistakes. So we're not built for Buffalo. I'd much rather have a dome. It's not going to happen. So stop saying teams got to play us. They got to beat us in Buffalo. Like, you're going to come here. It's our advantage. It's not our advantage. I'm sorry. It's not. Teams coming to Buffalo, they have an advantage if they're a running team. They do. They do. They prepare for us very well. Philadelphia in 2019 was a terrible team. Terrible. And they were built differently. They were built to run. They beat us in our home game. New England Patriots this year, they're not a better team. I'm sorry, Trevor. I think we're overall better. We have better talent. But you guys are built to play in Buffalo, and you've shown it. Because I guarantee you, when we play in New England, ain't no way in hell Mac Jones throws for only 3 attempts. No way in hell.
Absolutely not.
There's no way. I promise you. And there is no way Buffalo offense is going to throw that minimal of times. No way in hell. Josh Allen's going to be way more involved in the offense when it comes to playing in New England. I promise you. I guarantee it. I guarantee Josh Allen throws for 35 plus when we play you guys. I promise you. It will be a high-scoring game. I can promise you that. And listen, I'm not going to shit on you. I don't fear your offense. I'm going to be dead honest. I don't think you guys are a high-powered offense. I think your team relies on your defense. I think Belichick is a great defensive coach. He's the GOAT of all GOATs of coaches. But I don't trust your offense. I don't like your receivers. Your quarterback's a rookie. I don't mind him, but he's right now he's a play it safe kind of quarterback. Right? He's a game manager. That's what he is. It's your defense that puts him in the right position to score field goals, to score touchdowns when your defense does a turnover at the 35. That's what you guys have been doing all season, and it's worked. But I don't think if a team gets on you early, you guys can rely on Mac Jones. Not right now. Maybe in the future. Maybe when you build around him. And I think when we play you guys in New England, we're going to get on you, and it's going to rely on Mac Jones, not your running attack. That's when we'll really see what Mac Jones can do. So anyways, that's my rant. We're not built for home. Not for now. We're not going to get a dome, so stop thinking about it. It's about money. It's not going to happen. All right. Listen, I promised my buddy Curtis would be under 2 hours, and I failed Curtis
miserably.
I failed Curtis once again. You guys, I have lied to my man Curtis.
Next time I'm going to get a Geritol intravenous IV drip to keep me awake and going.
Curtis, listen, I got to get sponsored by Red Bull, and I'm going to ship Curtis energy drinks to keep Curtis awake. Anyways, Curtis, where can we find you, man?
YouTube. You can get me on YouTube. And again, I want to say thanks. I keep forgetting to say, but I really enjoy you guys' company. I think all you guys are really good dudes. Formative. I learn every time I come on here, so I'm real grateful. But you can see me on YouTube, Ace per head or whatever. But again, I'm grateful for being on the show. You guys are fun. Just wish it was earlier. It wasn't past my bedtime.
Hey, listen, Curtis, I'm 43. I get it, man. I get tired by like 12. It is.
Terrible.
It really is terrible. Captain D, what do you got, man?
Real quick, I just want to say thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Dolphins fans, it's 5 in a row. Let's take a break this week. Let's relax, let things sink in. Next week, I already envision it. I'm ready to envision this. There's some New Yorkers in New Jersey or New York. They're sitting back. It's cold weather. They're talking to each other. They're probably like, "Hey, Vincenzo, you want to go take a trip down to Miami?" And what? So let's make this trip a little uncomfortable next week. Let's give them they can enjoy the weather, but let's welcome them with a nice loss, a nice L when they come down to Miami. We got the Jets the next week, so let's welcome that. But you can find me at Captain D _ at Fins Talk. Let's go Dolphins. Let's make it 6 in a row.
Get some gabagoo. All right, Trevor, where can we find him, brother?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts. We are Apple affiliates, so if you have an Apple Podcast on your phone or any device, you can go there and download our content there. We're also available on any podcast platforms you guys have, like Google Play Radio, Stitcher Play Radio. We're on Twitter at Podcast Dynasty. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube as well. But we're pretty much everywhere. And yeah, man, thank you guys. I love doing these shows. These shows are amazing. These shows look awesome.
Try, man. Bills fan coming in says, Curtis, 2 hours is the standard.
Bro, that's what they lie to me. They reel me in. Don't worry. It's 2 hours. I'm like,
under 2. Your wife's like,
dude, she's like, it's only 2 hours, right? It's only 2 hours. Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna watch movies tonight. Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna go in and out. I'm gonna fall asleep, and then I'm gonna be yelled at all day tomorrow. And I'm gonna blame you.
All right, listen, Curtis. A word of advice. All right, when you're done with the show, you're gonna say, "Baby, well, we're gonna let's watch a movie. Let's watch The Breakfast Club. Great movie from the 80s.
Yeah, and then about 5 minutes into it, I'm going to be snoring. And she's going to be like, "Who said you watch the movie?"
Okay. All right. Planes, hey, if I can recommend any movie during the holiday season, I've been trying to make Captain D watch it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Fucking phenomenal movie. So funny. You got to watch it. Sports Dynasty, Trevor. Planes, Train, and Automobiles is fucking so funny. Anyways, you can find me, you guys. I'll be doing a post game right after the Tampa game. I'll be here Thursday for Thursday Night Uncensored. Saturday, I'm here 7:30 with the regular Captain D, Trevor, and sometimes Curtis. Curtis, I appreciate you, brother. I hope you guys can come on. And once again, Captain D. Trevor, I could not do this without you. Chat, I could not be on without you as well. I appreciate you guys. We're out of here. Peace out. Go Bills. You guys have anything last words to say?
Die Hard is a Christmas movie, goddammit.
Die Hard, you're right.
It is.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yippee-ki-yay. All right. All right, we're out of here. Go Bills, man.
Yeah.
God bless America and God bless Ric Flair. Go for it. Woo! Dialing and profiling. Woo! 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 I've lost it. I've lost reality. And when I lose reality, somebody else pays the price of a lifetime. Woo! 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 Woo!
Hey, Curtis, man. I appreciate you, brother.
No,
Sorry for keeping